Okay, hey guys, community, I'm back again. Sorry, it's a barrage of advancements here, so I just thought I'd keep you guys and sharing in the loop. Okay, so here we are I'm sort of back playing around in Positron again, um, liking it. Um, but again, you could use like Visual Studio, or you could do Cloud in your command prompt. I wanted to try out ChatGPT and see how it did last night. Of getting back into the GitHub thing. Um, I had a couple branches here. So here's over here. Here's our repositories list. Um, so I'd made a repository, this CValR fuzzy hybrid, and I also had this one which had a branch in it. Where'd it go here? Should see a branch for uh, Craig's fuzzy matching. But anyways, oh, hang on a second, wrong one. Uh, Column mapper CValR. Yeah, that's why it didn't make sense. There you go. There's Craig's fuzzy wuzzy data mapper. So last night, I sort of imported Craig's logic that he shared there, the Python script and whatnot, into the app. I removed our built-in native data, not native, but the data mapping that we had in there, the algorithms and whatnot, and just put straight this one, and then I created this other hybrid. I don't think that might be overwritten. I ran it on a separate repository, which is rarely sort of recommended, and the only reason I did that because I wanted to run the two simultaneously, two different versions of it. So that's sort of getting to just a little bit higher level. And I want you to know that 2 weeks ago I really honestly had never used GitHub really, other than to download um, files from the internet, and played around very, very little. So this is totally possible for any one of you guys to do this kind of stuff. So don't be intimidated. Try it out. That's why I'm putting this out here for everyone to play around with it. You almost can't break it. Yeah, of course, someone I'm sure wants to take us up on the challenge of that. But okay, so what I've done here, okay, so I made some edits um, in the app. So I just added in some, cleaned up some features here. So now what it does is, and I won't go through everything, I'll just explain it to you right now. What it does is it goes through, sorry, the dog's gonna start barking here. We're gonna get interrupted. It goes through, pause this for a second here. Okay, I'm gonna try and slow it down a little bit for you here too. Um, okay, so here's the app. Um, and I could just reboot it right now. So just close that and come in here, and sorry, to move the zoom thing around here. So I'm just going to clear out a session there just so I got a nice clear thing. But and running the app from within Positron is the little play button here in the middle, and that might move around a little bit as you move these screens around. So you could run it in RStudio as well. It doesn't matter, or any other application IDE that will run R, which is pretty much anything, Visual Studio, whatever. Okay, so you could probably change your settings on this. So I haven't got that set up in Positron yet. It pops into its native little window here, but then you can run it external. So this what you're gonna see the first time again. You've seen this, but I have further improved the logic and some of the UI. Okay, so now let's do this. We'll do it first time. We'll go, no, I'll create. Okay, go over here. There you go. Sorry, it's just learning how to do some of these things. Okay, so over here, the browse. Oh, no, sorry. Okay, and then we're loading up here. We're loading because we said we don't have a profile. We're going to load data. So we're loading data. So we don't want your raw data. So it's loading up raw data here. Now it's going to populate the fields. and we've got it better matched to say when it is just suggesting something versus an exact match. So to be an exact match, it has to be an actual serial match, not market off date or date off market or something. It has to be exact in serial. Just so users can know when it's a a perfect match or not. Okay, so let me just get myself out of the way here again. Okay, so and then you've got suggested matches. So that's basically anything that the algorithm is suggesting, or if we even have some built-in direct mappings of known mappings as we sort of further develop on this these types of application. Okay, so but for now I want it to be clear that this is just a suggestion, and let's just quickly go through them. Okay, so we got sale date, close date. Yes, I agree with that. Listing date, listing contract date. Yes, that's the date the listing agreement was signed. Okay, so that can get confusing sometimes. Pending date, it got this right. Purchase contract date. Now these are not mapped in here. These are actually, because I didn't load a mapping, it's just using the logic. So some of the fuzzy logic that we brought in and further adaption. Okay, so it's getting it really, really good. So you can see that it's got almost everything now is coming in as mapped correctly. Okay, so even DOM. Now this is CDOM versus DOM. So again, I wanted this stuff to be clear. It's a suggestion. Read it. Make sure you agree with it. Okay. If you don't, you can change it. I also added a little search box at the top here. So now if you're like, oh, I want to narrow these down to just date fields. So now we just be seeing date or price. Now we could just be looking at price fields. Okay, so that is really cool. I mean, you could always, of course, use your browser to search, uh, oops, yeah, price. But of course, you're gonna get 68 matches, and so sometimes you might want to do that or not. Doesn't matter. Anyways, okay. So, um, okay, okay. So there's a little glitch there. We're gonna clean that up. The search is staying highlighted. It's not clearing when we clear that. Minor. Clean that up later. Um, okay, so I'm just for the purpose of demonstration here, I'm just going to go through and basically say I'm accepting everything here. Update unmapped columns. Okay, so now it tells us these are the columns again that are um, available in the data to be matched, but that did not get matched. And you could decide to either keep them in or exclude them from the export. I would generally just leave them. Okay, so now you're going to see there's some things in here that didn't get matched, like this association fee. That I would put here probably the strata fee. That still didn't get that right, so we could remove that or whatever. That's gonna update that. Okay, and then okay, so these are the fields that are in the application that are known in the destination source. I shouldn't say application, in the destination data mapping that are available to be mapped to. Um, so again, it's another way of looking at it to see, oh, geez, did I miss something that I really should have had in there? I just didn't match it properly, or maybe I need to go back to my MLS and do another export. Anyways, okay, so you can apply mappings and finalize, and then that's going to, yeah. Again, there's our table that we created with the scrolling table with a search function, so you can search to see if what's in the data, check to see a specific property you might want to see is in there or whatever. Okay, and then the charts. These are just random charts. Most of them are charts that now this is not coming up. Oh yeah, because one of the things we didn't choose was a neighborhood, and this data doesn't have neighborhood. So if we put neighborhood, if we could put city in there, oops, you could city, and then hit that again. Okay, I think city got mapped somewhere else too. There's an actual city. It did map that, so we're putting it in there twice. Okay, so there we go. Neighborhood. Oh yeah, I didn't hit the apply mappings and finalize. I hit the update mapping, but I didn't do the apply and finalize. So that should be, there you go. There's our neighborhood one that was missing. Okay, so I mean, again, it's a good way to test that your data is all functional too, before you go on to the next step and run it through another app or whatever. Okay, so there's that. So then you would now go and save that as a mapping profile. Save, and that's going to go to demo. Just add a little name in front of it here. Okay, so that's all there now. Okay, now I'm just going to exit this thing, and I'm going to come back to the app, and okay, I'll just clear that out here. I just, when you're testing apps and all stuff, it's a good idea to clear that just in case there's a a crash or an error or something you want to check out, that the console is still populated. That helps to feed into your AI assistant there to help you drill down on what that might be. Okay, so click play again. It's going to run up in the window first. I prefer to look at it in the browser window. It's just more roomy and better spacing and all that. Okay, so now this time I'm going to say, yeah, well, I'm going to, yes, and I'm going to load my profile. So I'm going to come in here, browse, and I'm going to go to the map. So now you have a mapping profile. And where did I save that demo one? Oh, I just happened to save it in the wrong folder here. So now we just go here. Oh, yeah, map profile, and then you're uploading your data. Data is, of course, we're testing out this one here, and again, that's the test data. Okay, and again, that's going to populate. A minute. Okay, popped up, and now we can see everything that is perfect match is a it says mapped is mapped. This is when it says mapped in green, it is stuff that you had mapped. Here it says it came from the profile. Okay, and mapped. Okay, so I got a couple of settings to change here. I'm going to clean it up a little bit more, but you get the idea. Okay, so now it's green. It's saying it's an exact match. And of course, we don't have any. We've only got one fuzzy match left here that it's saying it's suggested strata fees. Oh, that's wrong. So again, that just really helps you to identify, clean up, make it a little easier to parse through the data. And again, the option to be able to look at what is in the data is still there and functional. So I think we've got this cleaned up pretty good. So then, okay, so the next step now is I'm just gonna go ahead and push this here. Okay, so just making sure I'm on the right repository. I should see changes. Okay, to the column mapper. So there's all the changes that I made in the last session. The green is the new, the red is the old, the gray is the untouched. Okay, so a fair bit of changes for a commit, as my son would say. He said, "Geez, Dad, you're pushing your luck sometimes, so I should probably push more often when I make a feature change, a quick edit." And these are just a bunch of small edits and nothing I didn't feel I could easily reproduce again. So I wasn't too worried about it. But if you're just going to save, it's kind of like old school where you're not necessarily working in a cloud, so you're having just to save more often, but it's a little more intentionally. So again, just going to put a summary in here. Updated mapping display logic. Now you can also, and I think I might have already done this before I decided to do this. You can ask, yeah, you can ask your AI assistant to create that commit, and usually if you write it clear enough to tell it to provide you both a summary, which is required. So give you a suggestion for a summary, which you can edit, of course, and also to give you the. So I did ask for a summary and brief details of the changes, but maybe I could have been more specific. If I'd have said this is for a commit, it would have written it like that. I could just say that is for a commit. No, whatever. You get the idea. Okay, so paste that in there. Probably should just a little easy to read in here. There's a small box on that guy here. Persistent value source through tracking, column mapper R, tighten the price ratio heuristic with a dedicated detector. Okay, so just an idea of what we worked on the last time, and then that goes into the commit. And I'm going to push those two commits. Okay, and okay, there we go. So now this is the suggestions. You can push this button, or you know, the techies are going to say, oh, you should be pushing it from here, because that's where I was used to be, and this is a kind of a new feature. So okay, so that is committed. And now we can go to github.com, which I don't have open right now, but I will. Let's see here. Oops, sorry. Oh yeah, no, actually, sorry. Here's an easy way to do it. Go to you're on the and go to the repository and click view on GitHub. See, I'm a rookie. I'm green at this too. So if I can do it, you can do it. Okay. So now there it is on the the repo on GitHub. So now this is where when I share this with you and you get the the invite, you come in here. This is where you can go. Now you could just download the code. So you could ask it to download it in a zip file, um, or open on GitHub. And this is where I need to just double check on something here. Okay, so if I wasn't clear enough on any of the first videos or this one, I'm not necessarily going to get into it. I'm trying to keep these videos down to less than 20 minutes, and I won't be able to do that. But and I haven't been able to do that yet. But okay, so you will get an invite, you will accept the invite, you will open up your desktop, and then you will, you can search it up here. I just did a quick on ChatGPT here, or you can look up a couple of videos that come up on it. Accept it, clone the repository. So you're going to want to know where you're going to want it. I talked about that earlier in the video. You're going to prefer to have it not in a cloud service, just because some of those backup features, when you have multiple different types of backup technologies, I guess I'll say it, can conflict with each other. So you don't want to have it in a cloud that's a cloud synced folder. So you're going to want it like, typically best is a root of your main drive, like a subdirectory, or maybe one below that. Okay, but anyways, okay, so not belaboring on that. It sounds more complicated than it is. Do a bit, just lick it up a little bit, and I'll try and cover that again as I get better at being able to kind of explain that kind of stuff. So anyways, okay, so then you'll be able to bring that down. So again, there's the file. Here's the list of commits and changes that we made. So there's that one we did, this update magic mapping display logic. So I am now going to go and do one more thing, and I'm going to come back here again. Okay, so here we go. I just did an edit here, so I just wanted to show you how that process would look. Let's see here. I'll come back here and launch that. And sorry, here. And I'll create a new one. So I just want to start it from scratch again. And on there, I'm just going to upload the data first crack, doing it that way. going to do the matching. Okay, so here's again, we're back to having just this yellow where it's suggested. Okay, and yeah, so it's a little bit hit and miss as to whether it picks up on it, because the last, maybe it's changed something in the version or whatever, but street name, so we're gonna have street number, street number numeric. Okay, so now I'm gonna say, I just wanted to test something out here. I've date map columns, and then I'm going to go to apply mappings and finalize. So I changed it to it was appending those two, or combining those address fields, and I changed it. It was deleting the original fields and keeping just the new combined field under the address. So I wanted to keep that. So in that instance where we're combining, there wouldn't be a conflict to keep the original ones either. So let's have a look. See if it did that. I'll pause here for a second to keep things speeding up. Okay, so I just opened it up. You can see it did that. So now it's kept the original fields or columns and added the new one under just straight address. Okay, so perfect. Okay, so I just popped over back here to the GitHub desktop. So you can see now history. There was, some of the old changes there. So this is sort of history changes. Now we're going to changes. That'd be the change to the current. And we made change just to one file under the column mapper.r portion of it. Okay, and there was the changes that it made to do that. Okay, so good. Go ahead and commit that. Pause it for a second. Okay, so I just looked through the changes. It does mention address here, but it also says optionally keep original source columns for other merged fields. So it looks like it'll keep that. Now, I did mention something about it in my instructions to the AI to consider making that an option. Again, in the matter of time, I will test that just to double check and see if that's what it did. I don't see where it sort of gave a specific option. So maybe it's just doing it. So I just have to sort of review. Oh, hang on a second. There you go. So it did it. Put it down as an option here. Keep original source columns when fields are merged. Recommended for address components. Okay, yeah. So I mean, I can't think of another one where you might want to, but I think generally, if you merge fields, you probably want to keep the source. I know myself keeping, yeah, even like breaking up street number, street name, and uh, street address, specifically street name, and separately numbers, especially when you have apartment units and you want to just look at, to separate them by their floor level. Quite often they're, 304, whatever is the third floor, whatever, and you can break up your data that way and dig in a little deeper to floor levels and all that kind of stuff if that's not part of your data. Anyways, okay, so because that's one of those ones I don't think I even need to add a description there. Just the commit name is fine. So just commit that, and again push that to the origin. Now you don't always have to do that, but that's a change. When you commit it, it's a change, and then it's backed up. When you push it to the origin, that puts it right out, so it's available to the to the repository at GitHub, so that whoever else is pulling from that or interacting with that has the most current data. So you might go and do a bunch of commits and then do a push when you've got something you're ready to submit. So let's see here. Okay, now okay, I was going to go through and show you how to do how to back that up, like how to get a revision. Yeah, but I'm just running out of time here, and I want to keep this one short, so I guess I'll make that for another video. Of course, you can look it up. Okay, thanks.